Imagine being able to launch a Facebook ad, and every single time you launch it, you're 100% sure it's going to absolutely crush it. Well, that's exactly what I'm going to teach you how to do in this video. In this YouTube video, I'm going to teach you how to create hilarious cinematic Facebook ads using AI that crush it, whether you're a local business, whether you're selling info products, honestly, whatever it is that you're selling, these ads absolutely crush it every single time. Let me show an example of what these look like on the screen right now.
Escaping a bear attack isn't about being the fastest, it's about making the right moves. First, stay calm. Sudden movements trigger instincts. Second, never lock eyes. That's a challenge, not a conversation. If it stands up, things are escalating. Your next step? Get to higher ground immediately, because once it charges, you've only got seconds to act, and you'd better make them count. The best choice? A Morgan Ellis home lift. With a Morgan Ellis home lift, you can move between floors effortlessly and, most importantly, safely. Whether you are installing a lift for accessibility or pleasure, here at Morgan Ellis, we have several different ranges of lifts to suit different budgets. We offer a turnkey service from initial quote all the way to install. With thousands of installations across the UK, 5-star ratings on Google, and features on Grand Designs Live, you can trust Morgan Ellis Lifts. Click the button below to either request a bespoke quote or book a showroom visit today.
And there's gonna be no fluff in this YouTube video. In a second, I'm gonna jump into my screen. I'm gonna walk you through the exact process for creating these styles of Facebook ads. Before we get into it though, the only thing I ask for, as you guys know, is that you like the video and you subscribe to the channel. If you want to crush it with your meta ads, then I suggest you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss when I upload a future video. Also, I read everybody's comments, so feel free to leave a comment down below with what you would like me to cover next, and I'll add it to my list of future videos. So there's a few steps we need to go through to create these styles of ads. Number one is obviously picking a product. For this particular video, I'm going to do a roofing company. So I'm going to be advertising roof replacements in a funny and entertaining way. And the first thing that I like to do is open up a Google Doc. Now I've already done this earlier and I've already come up with a few kind of like scripts and stuff like that. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to walk you through the process I went through first to come up with these scripts. So the first thing you want to do is open up your AI tool. I'm in this instance using ChatGPT, but you could use Cloud, you could use Poppy, really you can use anything, Google Gemini, you can use anything that you want to create these scripts. And the first thing I did was ask ChatGPT, I said, can you give me some common problems that a roof repair or replacement company solves? Analyze online reviews of, I've gone with US roofing companies. Also analyze forums. Give me some of the most common pain points that customers face before they get their roof replaced. Also give me some of their most common objections to roofing installers. Now, depending on what product you're advertising is going to depend on the type of ad that you're going to run. Because although we want these ads to be super highly engaging and entertaining for almost anybody, we do want them to kind of focus the cinematic part of that video ad around a key or core problem that product solves. If it's not focused around a core problem that product solves, then you're potentially going to, kind of bring in a lot of users and leads that are kind of unqualified and not really your ideal customer profile. So you want to focus on pain points that customer has. If you're talking about a more generic product, such as a restaurant, a cafe, a bar, something that could almost appeal to pretty much anybody, then you can go a little bit more off-piste and come up with some funny concepts that maybe are completely unrelated, but just bring in eyeballs and maybe would work on just as social media posts, right? And these can work extremely well as social media posts. So as you can see here, I've got around the common problems. You can see the most common problems are leaks, damaged, missing, deteriorated shingles, which is essentially like tiles missing and stuff like that. Flashing or sealant failures. I don't really know what that means, so we'll probably ignore that one. Poor ventilation, insulation. So we've got ideas there around like it being cold or it being poorly insulated or things like that. We've got ponding, sanding, water and clogged gutters. We've got algae, moss, things like that. So, even now I'm thinking of ideas such as like a jungle growing on the roof, or people like going through the jungle and they're like, and it pans out and it's actually just a roof which is just overgrown with mold. Aging roofing materials. We've got storm and weather damage. So we've got lots of cool ideas. Now, once I had these ideas from ChatGPT, what I then did was I went to Poppy AI, which, as you guys know, I commonly use for these kind of when I want to just put a lot of information together. And what I actually did was I uploaded an example of one that I'd created previously, which was the bear attack, which you saw at the start of this video, which is actually kind of random. I probably wouldn't run this. I'd probably make it a bit more specifically pain focused around the particular product, such as somebody looking up at the stairs and the stairs are getting larger and larger and larger, and it's, a senior person, for example, right? But anyway, what I did was I uploaded this concept and I'll just pull up what I've popped into Poppy. Now, what I'll do is if you guys want to test out Poppy, I believe my link gets you $25 off. So if you want to test it out, I will leave my affiliate link down below. Of course, don't have to use the affiliate link. You can just go to poppy.ai and get yourself an account, or you can just explain the video concept to ChatGPT and it will work in a very, very similar way. So all I said to it was, if we go back to my prompt that I gave it earlier, I basically said, I want you to take this video that I've uploaded now as an example of what a funny video ad looks like. I want to do the same thing for roofing. I want 3 scripts, each focused on emphasizing in a funny way one pain point or problem each, so each video would focus around one pain point. I've uploaded some info I pulled from common issues surrounding roofs, and what I've done is I've pasted all the common issues, and ChatGPT came back with a few ideas, and this helped me prompt. I'm not quite ready with these ideas yet, but I'll show you what they are. First one is person frantically placing buckets around their living room during a rainstorm. Quite a funny idea, but I thought we could go a little bit further. The second one is person on a ladder trying to catch flying shingles in the wind like they're playing frisbee again. I didn't think that was that funny, so I ignored that one. Third one was a pushy salesman problem. Now I actually quite like this one. This is a person hiding behind curtains while an overly enthusiastic salesman pounds on their door with a megaphone. We could definitely play around with that, but for this video we're going to do something a little bit more simple, but you could definitely do something like that. So we're going to go with the leak problem. So what I said was perfect. Sorry, what I said was these are a little bit too complex. Let me give you an example and adjustment, which I think is quick and funny. So I said family chilling in their new swimming pool living room, sipping on a cocktail because their roof leak that hadn't got fixed caved in, filling up their lounge. And I gave that, and it gave me more ideas actually, and emphasized that one a little bit more. So what we're going to do is we're going to take that script, because I actually think that's quite funny. I'm going to pop it in my scripts that I created earlier. So you can see I've got video idea 1, family chilling in their new swimming pool. So I'm actually going to paste the script in here, revised script. And the second one I came up with was a flashing failures. So dad using an umbrella indoors while watching TV, mum cooking with a raincoat on, kids homework under a tarp, but they're all acting like it's completely normal indoor weather. So that's also quite a funny idea that you could definitely play around with. So the third thing that we're going to do is we're going to create our clips. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with this first one here, and we're going to just come up with what clips we need, because obviously we're going to then go to AI tools and we're going to create these clips, and we want them to look realistic. So the first clip is going to be family relaxing in their flooded living room. So this one's a little bit easier. We could probably kind of just do 1 or 2 clips. I actually think we need 2 clips. So the clip 1 is going to be family in living room, which has turned into a swimming pool, and kids playing on pool toys, inflatables to say, dad sipping cocktail, all floating around or on sun loungers. Okay, and then clip 2 I think will be a kind of flashback to when the dad saw the leak happening. So man looking upwards towards his roof, it's leaking, and the leak is getting progressively worse. He looks concerned. Okay, and what we obviously ideally want to do is the clips to be the same for these 2 clips. So what I'm going to do now, I'll go back to ChatGPT and just go, in fact, I'll go to Poppy. I might as well use the same idea. I'm just going to say, so I now need prompts for Google Gemini to create these videos. Here is what I need. I'm going to paste that in. So you can see we've got opening scene, family relaxing in a flooded living room, face pools. In fact, that's not pasted the right thing. Let's just get rid of that. Go back to our script. However, I need the man to be same in both clips. I also want it to be hyper realistic so it looks real but comical. Please give me both prompts. Now what I'm going to use for this, now you could use Gemini obviously, and for Gemini you're probably going to want to use the video tool, which is going to be tools, videos with VO, which is going to be like basically VO3, or sometimes what I will use is FreePick. And FreePick is a cool tool because what FreePick does is it uses a lot of these tools and you pay a subscription for that, right? So for example, if I go to video generator, you can do very, very simple things. So for example, I wanted some clips of roof before and afters, so I actually just generated them here. You can see it's just a video of a roof, and then we've got the after video of the roof. Very, very, very simple, just clips. Kind of done some funny stuff there, which is fine, but you get the idea. But it can also use all sorts of different models. If I click here, it's got access to pretty much all these models, obviously one of those being Google VO3, and it also gives you unlimited access to things like WAN 2.2. So with a subscription with FreePick, you get unlimited access to tools like this. So for example, for some videos that you want to create, perhaps you don't need as much, advanced stuff, right? You might just need simple video creation tools, in which case that's why I really like FreePick. It just gives you access to all of them. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our prompt from this. So we're going to take our clip 1 prompt. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to paste that into my video generator here. So create a hyper-realistic video of a middle-aged man with described features, brown hair, beard, wearing a casual shirt, floating on a pool, inflatable in his completely flooded living room, casually sipping a tropical cocktail with a small umbrella, his family around him, wife on a sun lounger, floating in water, wearing sunglasses. So I don't know how this is going to come out, so we're going to go with portrait. So we're going to go social story. We're going to go 3-4, which is going to be slightly taller for this instance. In fact, no, we'll go square. We'll create a square video, and we're going to generate this, and we're going to get our second one, and we're going to do the same prompt at the same time. So you can do multiple prompts at the same time. So I'm actually going to go to video generator again, and I'm going to just copy all of that, paste it in square, and click generate. And that's going to give us 2 5 to 6 second clips, which should be plenty for us to then use to generate our long form video ad. In the meantime, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go back to this and I'm going to say, I'm going to generate my voiceover scripts. I'm going to say, I now need a voiceover both for the intro above, which will be no longer than 10 seconds. And it then transitions into a funny pitch for a roofing company. I'm just going to make up a name. I'm going to say you can call the roofing company Stay Dry Roofing. The whole video script wants to be around 35 to 45 seconds, and I will be using 11 Labs to generate the voiceover. So we'll let that generate, and in the meantime we'll go back to free pick and just see how we've got on. Okay, cool. This is great. So you see here we've got dad chilling in the lounge, kids playing, perfect, same guy, and we've got the clip him here, him looking up, looks concerned. That's quite funny actually. I quite like that. So these are good for now. Like obviously if you wanted to go ahead and customize these prompts, you absolutely could. What I'm gonna do is download these two videos both to my computer and go back to my script. So we've got complete voiceover. So here we go. Well, this wasn't the home renovation we planned, but hey, at least we finally have that indoor pool we always wanted. Should have called someone about that roof leak. Don't let this be you. At Stage Roofing, yeah, perfect. That'll do for now. Obviously, you can come and customize these however much you want to. So I'm going to have to delete the in-between parts explaining the scenes. I'm going to go to 11 Labs. Again, I'll leave a link to 11 Labs. If you don't know what that is, incredible. Obviously, it's a text-to-speech tool. I'm going to paste that in. I'm going to get rid of these things here. We've got product pitch. And I put a probably call to action at the bottom. Click the link below for a free home roof inspection worth $99. I'm going to type it out. That'll do. And then we're going to pick a voice. So let's have a look at some of these.
Rose, it was nice to see you today. Please.
That'll do. Jim Pro Reader Lite. I'm going to click generate speech. I'm just going to put in my headphones so I can hear this as we go through it. That'll do for now. So we'll download that. And the next part we're going to do is we're going to go to, I like to use Submagic, but obviously you can use any tool that you want to. And for Submagic, what we're going to do is I'm just going to log in and in fact, no, we're not going to use Submagic. We're going to use any kind of video editor. For this, I'm going to use Capwing. I'm going to click create new. I'm going to click on a square video. So the first thing I'm going to do obviously is I'm going to drag in my voiceover that I just generated. Just drag that in anywhere on this page and you can see it then. I probably would have preferred this to be a bit more equal length. So the first part where they're talking about the indoor pool and the leak, they're going to be similar size clips. But for now, that's fine. So what we'll do is we'll drag this in. We'll place this at the start. We'll drag the voiceover underneath. And then what we'll do is we'll drag in our second clip, which is the leak. We'll pop that one here. And let's just play this, see what this sounds like. And then we can transition into the product pitch. And so what I've done is I've actually downloaded a few clips, which are just essentially roofing clips. I'm going to drag those into my media folder here on the left. And then we're going to transition into the actual pitch of the product. So for example, we've got lots of these clips. We'll just drag some of these in. And then what we can do is we can just fill these to the space. So we'll grab that one. We'll get rid of the sound audio, crop it there. We'll grab another clip, which is, we'll go with this one. And we'll crop it there. We'll split. We'll get rid of that. And we'll grab another one. I'm just going to go through this process step by step, basically dragging in clips. And obviously for now, this is enough. Anyway, you get the idea. So what I can now do is I'll leave that as is for now. I'm going to go here to subtitles. I'm going to click on this. I'm going to click auto subtitle and it's going to automatically select that clip. We're going to click auto subtitle and then we're going to get some subtitles on screen. And then what we can do is we can do music. So for the music section, what I tend to like to do is I actually quite like to use more of a kind of a music, like a funny music background or dramatic music background for the intro. And then I'm going to transition to a more, let's say, just like a standard music background for the actual pitch. So you can see it's added subtitles here. So what we can do is we can like to move less words so it stays on one thing, and I put that in the middle like this, and we just go to the beginning. You can see it works here. We'll extend this one here a little bit. So we've got that now. So now what we can do is we can go to audio and we can select our music. And if you go to music here, you can actually search a whole bunch of essentially copyright free music sounds. We'll go dramatic. We'll just click some of these. No, we'll go funny. That was perfect. There we go. We'll drag that in. Pop this at the bottom. And then what I might do is I find something else. So something like, just go to something. We'll drive backbeat might work. Just pop that in here. And I'll probably go to the drop, which is here. So what I'll do is I'll go here and I'll crop that. This is probably not going to work very well. What I normally do is a transition out. So I normally will split this, delete the end of it, and I'll add an outro. So I'll click here and I click a fade out. Just make that like half a second fade out at the end. And then I'm going to drag in our clip from the drop section, which is going to be over here. We'll paste that in here, see if that works. Anyway, I could definitely do more with that, but you kind of get the idea. And so I just wanted to, if this was a actual video ad that I was putting together, what I would probably do is I would spend a bit more time on these clips. So for example, you can see here we've got this clip here, which I like. We could probably do a bit more with that. We could extend that voiceover slightly. We don't want it to be too long because we want it to hook people in, but we also want to get to the point as quickly as possible, right? And we've got this section here where he's looking at that. I don't love that. I'd probably have a clip of I'd probably split that into two. So probably have a clip of a leak in a roof appearing and then clip back to a face looking shocked, looking up, and then back to the roof and then looking shocked, looking up. So I'll probably split that into two because this is a bit strange and looks obviously not real. So I'd probably change that a little bit, but it's quite funny. right? And you could add a little bit more of a section here, but I like this. This is a cool idea. It's silly, but it's funny, and it kind of focuses on the core problem, which I like. So you might want to start with the leak at the start, because that means if people do have leaks, they're going to watch the video. But again, this is just a very cool, fun video ad. So what I'll do is I'll finish this up and I'll pop this on the screen now.
Well, this wasn't the home renovation we planned, but hey, at least we finally have that indoor pool we always wanted. That's what Dave was telling himself anyway. He knew he should have got that leak looked at last week. Don't let this be you. At Stay Dry Roofing, we fix leaks before they become indoor swimming pools. Whether it's a small drip or a major problem, we handle it fast and reliable. No pushy sales tactics, no surprise costs, just honest roofing solutions that keep your living room exactly where it belongs, on dry land. Stay Dry Roofing, because your home should stay dry, not become a water park. Click the link below for a free home roof inspection worth $99.
And as you can see, it's a funny video ad, and we can test lots of these different styles of video ads, and the same concept can work for pretty much any product. So that is the end of the video today. If you want to learn to create video ads like this, and you want my templates, and you want to learn how to turn these leads into customers, and whether you're a business owner, whether you're an agency owner, I'm going to leave a link down to the Local Ads Accelerator group, which is my private community where we teach you how to get killer ads, generate leads to actually buy for your clients or for yourself. I'll leave a link down below. Otherwise, subscribe to the channel, like the video. I'll see you guys in the next one.